Hi, welcome to our global luxury office here in Hinsdale. I'm Ayoub Rabah, President of the Central West.
Thank you so much for having us here today. As you know, we're here to ask you some rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
Great, yeah, sure, let's get started.
All right, well, what do you do in the first 30 minutes of your day?
Well, before I answer that, can I get you something to drink?
I'm good for right now, but you please go ahead.
All right. So I get up around 5:30 in the morning. I meditate for about 30 minutes, and then I start getting on emails, trying to see how my day is going to go. I watch a little bit of CNBC. I like watching Squawk Box in the morning, seeing what's happening in the market. And then I wake up my boys, and I take them to school in the morning. That's probably the best part of my day, is giving my boys a ride to school in the morning.
That sounds like a great start to the day, and you seem like you're a pretty routine-based person. So what would you say is a routine that you're adamant about following?
Probably exactly that. My favorite part of the day is starting out with my boys. You know, I take them to school in the morning. I've got a daughter who's 17. She drives, and you know, my boys are freshmen, so they're going to be driving pretty soon. But taking them to school and listening to an audiobook together on the way there.
Very nice. Would you call yourself an introvert or an extrovert?
Definitely an extrovert. You know, my kids always say I embarrass them because I'll talk to anybody out there.
So I've narrowed this down to two, but assuming you have a favorite color, is it blue or white?
Definitely blue. Definitely blue.
What is a book that has changed your life?
You know, I would have to say there's two books that I really enjoyed. One, The Great Gatsby, and then two, The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's one of the oldest books out there, but it really talks about strategies and how when you take a look at competition in the marketplace, how you know, companies compete, but you know, when you look at The Art of War, it really talks about how countries compete.
Coldwell Banker has had some great advancements in technology. What is your favorite?
Well, by far, I would have to say that Listing Concierge is my favorite piece of technology that we offer. And reason for that is it just makes it so easy for our agents to serve their clients, and it's heavily subsidized, so it makes it pretty affordable and economical for our agents to leverage. And it's just simply the push of a button, and they get so many great brochures, so much digital media, and so much exposure for not only the properties that they're marketing, but for themselves.
That sounds like some really cool technology and a really cool achievement. Speaking of, what achievement are you most proud of?
I'd have to say that the achievement that I'm most proud of is being a dad and a husband. You know, my children are my life, and so is my wife, and that's probably what I'm most proud of.
Okay, I love that answer. Speaking of, how long have you been married?
It'll be 21 years this June. The neat part about getting married in the year 2000 is that you always remember how many years you've been married. So,
any vices?
Vices. Well, I would say that I like watching some mindless TV every once in a while. You know, things like The Bachelor. I find it entertaining, and it's just something that's mindless for me.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up not too far from here, Western Springs, Illinois, which is the town next door to Hinsdale. And you know, the neat part about Western Springs is actually that Benjamin Banker of Coldwell Banker grew up in Western Springs as well. So perhaps I'm following in his footsteps. I don't know.
Success doesn't come overnight. How does your past play a role in where you are today?
Yeah, so you know, it was tough growing up. You know, we didn't have all the things that, you know, I'm fortunate enough to give to my children today. So you know, I think that's kind of what drove me as an individual. And that's a delicate balance also as being a parent, right? You want to be able to make sure that you give your children everything that you didn't have, but you also want to make sure that they're able to appreciate what they do have.
That is a great response, and which ties into the next question. What is the number one piece of advice you'd give someone who's trying to level up in their career?
So I would say surround yourself with people that will lift you up, people that you're going to be able to learn from, and people that you're going to be able to grow from. So that would be my piece of advice. Who do you want to emulate? Who do you want to be like? And surround yourself with those people.
Switching it back to a little more personal for a second, if you could eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It would be an acai bowl, probably.
What motivates you the most?
My family, and just my desire to make sure that I'm providing for them and giving them the future that I didn't have growing up as a kid.
So. In your opinion, what's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
Starting my own business. Starting my own business is probably the biggest risk that I've taken, just like our agents, right? Like that's a big risk. So I can truly appreciate what they have to go through on a daily basis. You don't have that guarantee of a paycheck. You have to go out and just go out there and earn business. And, there's a lot of sleepless nights where you're wondering, am I going to be able to provide for my family, for my teammates, for everybody who's on the team?
What's the biggest lesson that you've learned from that risk?
Biggest lesson I've learned. Not to take anything for granted or anyone for granted. That if you prepare and if you invest your time in the things that matter most, that you'll ultimately be successful. You're going to fail, and you have to be okay with that, just so long as you realize that you're going to fail forward by learning from your mistakes.
If we asked your friends and family to describe you in 3 words, what would they say?
3 words. Tenacious, funny, outgoing.
Back to Caldwell Banker for a second. What attracted you here?
So not only the incredible brand name and global recognition, but really the opportunity to work with so many amazing individuals and the opportunity to grow. Actually, really the opportunity to grow myself as well as others.
What sets CB apart from all the others?
It's funny that we're standing right here. This is what sets CB apart from all the others. Really, the people. It's the culture. We like to talk about our core 4 values. You hear us always talking about our core 4 values, and probably the most important part of those core 4 values is our culture of awesomeness, and that's really driven by our amazing people, whether it's our amazing staff, our leadership team, and most importantly, our agents.
Were you an athlete growing up? And if so, what was your walk-up song that you always dreamt about?
So I was an athlete. I played a little football. I wrestled a little bit. My kids joke around because I got injured wrestling, and I keep saying, "Oh, like my back of my neck hurts because of my old wrestling injury," and my kids always give me a hard time about that. But walk-up song, I'd say there's probably a toss-up between a couple of them. It would be like Guns N' Roses, "Welcome to the Jungle," or Imagine Dragons, "Whatever It Takes." Those would probably be my favorites. Whatever it takes. I've also been a Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305 Pitbull fan. So lately it's I Feel Good.
Who is your biggest role model?
So, my parents were role models just because they immigrated to this country and they didn't have anything, and they came to provide opportunity for us and for the family. So, like, personally, like that, they're role models, and I learned work ethic from them. So that I would say my parents, because it took a lot of courage to leave a war-torn country and come into a country and where they didn't really know the language, and just grow, try to do what's best for their family.
Wow, I can't even imagine, and I can't think of better role models than that. That's for sure. So switching gears just a little bit, you're on the go quite often. What's your favorite place to stop and grab a bite when you're running into any one of the Coldwell Banker offices?
So I love visiting all of the Coldwell Banker offices, but I especially love going to our Lake Forest office, because right around the corner from there is a place that just serves the best acai bowls. It is Lake Forest Juice, and they just serve the best acai bowls. And as I told you, like, if I could eat acai bowls all the time, that's what I would do.
2022, just getting started. What are you most excited for in this coming year personally?
Personally, I'm excited about my boys getting into driver's ed. I'm also nervous about that. So, just spending, family time and some family trips that we have lined up, that's probably personally what I'm most looking forward to. And my daughter is starting to apply for colleges, so really trying to figure out what decision she's going to make and where she's going to go. She wants palm trees, her mom wants pine trees. We'll see who wins that battle. I'm not going to get involved in that one.
Professionally speaking, what's in store for Coldwell Banker this year, and what are you most excited for?
So I would say growth, not only growth as a company, but the growth of our agents. It's phenomenal just to see them grow and develop and grow their business. Over 300 agents last year within our company doubled their business. Not many people can say that. We've had more agents in 21 decide to leave their existing firms to join Coldwell Banker than any other company in the marketplace. So we've got a solid foundation, and I am looking forward to looking back at the end of 22 just to see the results and how we've grown as a company and how our agents have grown and developed.
It sounds like a lot to be excited for in 2022.
Yeah.
I think you kind of gave us a little hint as to some of your musical tastes in a previous question, but could you name a few of your favorite all-time musical artists?
Wow, that's a big one. So it depends on the mood that I'm in. I'm a big Coldplay fan, love U2, love the Rolling Stones. I'm a big fan of Pitbull, and he got his hair cut based on mine. But secretly, what some people don't like to admit, but I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift, and I'm definitely a believer.
I love it. That is perfect. And it takes, yeah, you're right. A lot of people won't admit that. They're secret, but I love that you've brought it to the forefront. I wish more people would. What is your favorite Coldwell Banker memory? Aside
from the day I joined, probably when we held an event at the United Center. We actually rented out the United Center, home of the Chicago Blackhawks, world champion Chicago Bulls, home of Michael Jordan, the home that Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen built. And we had a coaching session there. So it was just Coldwell Banker agents. We were walking on the basketball court, and everybody sat in the stands. And we had a coaching session by a leading coach out there, my friend Tom Ferry.
Very cool. I bet that was a great day for sure.
It was awesome. It really was.
What speaking of, what does an ideal day look like for you?
So ideal day, right? Like I said, I get up in the morning, I do a little meditation, I get ready, I get my boys into the car, and what I'm proud of is I'm seeing them. Before I used to drag them out of the bed, and now they just like hop right up, so that's awesome. Listening to a book with them, on the way to school. And then I start my day by going to our offices. I love going to our offices. I love seeing our agents in the offices. Now that hopefully COVID is behind us, just being able to interact with our agents who really want to be in the offices. They're really looking for that human interaction. So, and that's where I get my information from. I ask them about what's going on in the marketplace. They really know what's happening real time, so that gives me the opportunity to know real time what is happening in the market. Because sometimes when you see stuff in the news, that's typically old news. That's stuff that happened 45 or 60 days ago. But our agents are telling us today, yeah, like we're getting a lot more showings, or we're getting a lot more listings, or we're getting a lot more buyers, or the buyers are acting in this manner, the sellers are behaving in this manner. So that really keeps me on the cutting edge of information.
Very good. Well, we are almost near the end. Only 3 more questions. I'm sure you're excited for that. What is your favorite CB swag item of all time?
First of all, this is sad to see that we only have 3 more questions, because it's been a lot of fun. I was a little nervous when they said that we were going to do this. My favorite CB swag would probably be the t-shirts we created when I first came on board. And they basically had the CB logo on it, and below it said, "We are the disruptors." Because if you take a look at what's been going on in the industry here, there's been so much disruption, and so many people are trying to get in between us and our agents, and between our agents and their customers. And we were the original disruptors in the market. And we've been around for 115 years, and we're going to continue to disrupt.
You can, the one thing that's been evident in all of these questions is your passion for real estate, for Coldwell Banker, for all of the agents and the people who work here. What makes you so passionate about real estate?
Thank you. The neat part about this industry is, one, you get to work with so many amazing entrepreneurs, right? All of our agents are independent contractors. That means they all started their own business. We have over 3,000 business owners that we work with on a daily basis. And what's even better is the job that they do every single day. They get to guide people home. And when you take a look at home, and what clearly we all learned to appreciate over the past 2 years was the meaning of home. Right? Because that's where we spent all of our time. And that's a place where we cry. That's a place where we laugh. That's a place where we make memories. That's a place where we feel most comfortable, where we feel safe. And the fact that we get to guide people home every single day, that's the best part about what we do every day.
And we've made it to the end, the very last one. What is a message that you would like to share with each and every person that chooses Coldwell Banker each day? Decidedly gets up in the morning, whether they're coming to work at Coldwell Banker or whether they're choosing Coldwell Banker for buying, selling, whatever their real estate needs may be. What is a lasting message that you would like to share with them?
That we are here to serve everyone who is looking for a place to live, a place to call home. We know it's not easy. Change is not easy, and we want to make sure that the journey is as pleasant as the destination. And what I mean by that is, people have lived, people move on average once every 7 to 10 years. That number keeps changing. But it's not easy. And although people are excited to move to a new place, they're also nervous. They're nervous about their daily routine changing. And our agents are truly equipped to help people through that transition, and they do it so well every single day. So it's a very emotional business, and our agents take it in stride every single day, which is why when our agents walk into our office, I want them to view that as home for them, their safe place. So that's the message I would leave for everybody.
That's a fantastic message to end on. And I know we're right up against it. You have a Zoom call that you have to join because you are a very busy man. But thank you so much for your time today and letting us get to know you a little bit better. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for being here. All right, let me walk you out. Have a great day.